A lot of people don't really understand me. Whenever I say woman is God, man is a worshipper, only few people really truly know what I'm always talking about. The word worshipper there make a lot of men already kind of push away the message, even without a deep understanding of what oguname is talking about. They are always so quick to just like, what is this man saying again? What is this man writing again? But it's deeper than that. When you hear the word worship, you should stop interpreting it with your religion's doctrine. You should stop viewing it from the paradigm of your religion structure. And when we say woman is God, you should stop seeing the gender. You should stop seeing that gender thing right there. Follow the energy. Like I always say, when you follow the energy, then you will understand better. Then you will have the bigger and the better picture. But when you are always so quick to just jump and push away knowledge without a deep understanding of the knowledge, then you are not doing yourself any good. Then you are denying yourself a soul food. I have done a series of teaching of Woman is God. It's on my YouTube channel, African Spiritual Institute. I have even go so deep in breaking it down, the mystical nature of a woman and of that of a vagina, to help people see the concepts. In a due time, my book will be out, and then by then when you read it, then you will have the full understanding of what I'm always talking about. You see, you are already worshiping women, but your ego may not allow you to accept it so easily, because you are doing it unconsciously. You are not conscious of what you do. When you hear me say it, it's too heavy for you to think. It's too narrow and so tight for you to go through. I understand. But when we say man is a worshipper, what we are really saying to you is awareness, a deep awareness of this sacred feminine energy and how he connects with everything on this dimension and the outside dimension. When I say outside dimension, I mean the higher dimension. And the way this sacred energy herself governs the universe, it's something so extraordinary. It's something that really deserves to be observed, to observe. It's something that really deserves to study. It's something that really deserves to pay close attention to. Without emotion, of course. Without emotion, of course. Because when you understand the sacred nature of a woman, then you will also understand how a mystical nature is influencing the universe. In this case, let's talk about Earth, where we are, how she's so connected. Hallo. Wie geht's?
Ja, danke, gut, dir auch?
Ja, alles gut, danke. Cheers. So the way all this energy, it's so in charge of this realm and how it controls the earth. Let's just leave the universe alone for now. How it controls the earth and so align with what we call our solar system. When you know that, then you will not have any problem when you hear somebody telling you, worship a woman, woman is God, man is a worshiper. Because if you observe the nature of the Mother Earth herself, the continuous reproduction process, the continuous way she keep on expanding and bringing life together, then you will understand what we are talking about. Apart from the sacred womb of a woman, which is one of the most sacred things on earth, the womb of a woman. Apart from that, the structure, the mind structure of a woman, it's something that you need to study. It's something that you need to pay attention to. It's something that you need to look really deep into. Because why? I don't feel like sitting there. I'm going over there so I can have some sun. Because why? Have you ever asked yourself why, if a woman is scared, she makes family? And if a man is scared, he starts a war. Have you ever questioned yourself, why is that? That's because the nature of a woman, that sacred feminine energy she carries, has everything to do with harmony, has everything to do with peace, has everything to do with intuition, sensation, understanding, and awareness. So when you have a deep awareness, a deep understanding, and you are using your intuition, it's very difficult for you to just wake up and start a war. It's very difficult for you to just look around and conclude that you have to go and invade another man before you can feel satisfied. It's very difficult for you to just jump into some certain conclusions that will destroy other lives without you having first to think about anything. So the sacred nature of the feminine energy is something you really have to pay very close attention to. And the more you pay close attention to this energy, the more the deep awareness, the more the deep understanding will rise. The more it will rise. And when that deep awareness and understanding start rising, then it will overrun your ego. When it overrun your ego, when you not hear people like me, when you not hear people like me saying woman is God, first you will have peace within yourself. Because why? She created you. I know you will argue and say without you, she can't create you alone. But if you go back in time, you will know that it was not like that. Don't look at the characters of some women today and use that now to conclude that is a lie, woman is not a god. You have to know something. The society you live today is a toxic society, and it's completely different from the society that was existing 5,000 years ago. The consciousness of man has always been shifting from one point to another. And when it comes to the consciousness of the human family, what you have to know is this is the most toxic era in human family. There has never been a time where we have so much miseducation like we have now. There have never been a time where we have so much brainwashing and manipulative system like we have now. So what we are having now today is nothing but a deep miseducation that is going on. And this deep miseducation have completely destroyed how people think, have completely demonished and suppressed people's subconscious mind, have completely suppressed your powers, have completely put your DNA in a kind of a sleeping mood. Humans have never been so weak like this since the history of man. And why is it so today? It is simply because the rebellious campaign that was launched against the woman is what is causing all this destruction you are seeing today on earth. The feminine energy has completely been invaded. The feminine energy has completely been targeted by men who have lots of desires to breed slaves, targeted by men who their only joy is to see you be their slave. When I talk with people, they always ask me, what are you promoting? Are you promoting feminism? You are smarter than this. You should know that all this feminist group and association today, they just want to take away the man from the home. So if you are promoting this, that's not cool, doctor. But what I always explain to people is, yes, I am promoting feminism. But the type of feminism I am promoting is the ancient feminism. You have to know that everything you are seeing today has been hijacked and hacked. Everything you are seeing today has not always been like this. Just like religion, for example. 4,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, even 3,000 years ago, religion was like the only way humans could get soul food because their soul was being nurtured. But thousands of years later, this idea was hijacked, and now religion is being used as a manipulation tool to control you. Same thing that happened with feminism. Ancient feminism is something you have to study. When you study ancient feminism and you see how great kings ruled this earth, it doesn't mean the men were not important. The only job of the men is to represent and protect the woman. That's his only job. So when she say move, he move and do the job for her. But the feminism movements, many feminism movements today, have also completely misunderstood the real concepts of feminism. So that's why my advice for people is, don't focus on the new era feminism, focus on the ancient feminism and how it has been used to really keep balance and order on earth, and how this balance and order on earth have completely governed and positioned and manipulate also the harmony of the universe itself. They understood something. They knew something. They knew that the universe herself is a woman. And to have balance, this sacred feminine energy which completely manifests, because don't forget, you can be a man and carry a feminine energy. Like me, I carry both energies. It doesn't mean that when we say feminine energy, you have to be a woman. There are a lot of women who their feminine energy is not even balanced. They even have to struggle with themselves, but that's a different thing. But what we are trying to share with you is the ancient ones. When I say ancient ones, I'm not talking about 2,000, 3,000 years ago. I'm talking about from 4, 5, 6,000 years ago. They understood a secret. They know that in order to keep the earth in the perfect shape, you must empower the woman. You must put the women in charge. You must feed the woman knowledge. Because every woman you give knowledge, you are feeding generation. One woman is one generation. You are feeding generations to come knowledge. So that's why you see women were queens, women were army generals, women were philosophers, women were inventors, mathematicians, women were in charge of everything, including economists. Women were even teachers because their duty to teach. It's their duty to protect. It's their duty to take care of something. That's our nature. But what you are seeing today with all this present day feminism is they want to take the role of the same masculine energy that has put us in this chaos we have now. And when you do that, you are not fixing anything. You are just repeating the same mistake again. Because why? It's not the gender that matters. It's not the gender that matters. What matters is the energy itself. So if you love the Mother Earth and you say you are a woman and you say you don't like the way men treat women, and because of that you want to be a man so you can treat men the same way they treat women, my dear, you are getting it so wrong. You can't fight hate with hate. You can't fight hate with hate. It does not help like that. The only hope that humanity still have left is to tap deep into this sacred feminine nature. I have said it so many times, and I will never ever stop saying it. I will not stop saying it because why? This is your only chance left. This is the only positivity, the only possibility that is left. So we must be smart and tap into this. We must be smart and also know how to go around this. Because if you want to practice today feminism and don't tap into the ancient feminism, then you are still getting it wrong. As a woman, you are the one keeping the balance of this modern nature. You are the one keeping the peace and harmony of this earth. Without you, the sun will swallow the earth and burn down the earth. That's why you have your own lunar cycle. That's your menstrual cycle. Is another reminder for you to let go of what you don't want anymore, to let go of what does not serve you anymore, so you can be, it's a kind of like a renewed contract. Every month you have to always renew the contract again to remind yourself again that I am one with nature. Why do you think men don't have their own menstrual cycle? Why do you think men why do you think men don't do these things? This is your job. But you must be very wise and not make mistake now to confuse yourself with the new feminine movements today and use that ideology now to conclude that this is what you want. That is a trap. That is a trap because why? The same people that hijack the idea was in hijack anyway. The same people that hijack the idea, they know very well something. And one of the things they know is the universe herself is fixing now herself, which means everything now will be drafted back to its original nature. And because they know and can see what is coming, so they want to prepare you. They want to hijack your mind and structure you so that even when the universe thinks she's fixing herself, there will still be something, a part that is so a part of her that will still take over and continue what has been put on ground already. So don't let those new movements thrill you. What you should focus on is to do more deeper research in the ancient feminine movements, where women always come together every full moon, leave their husbands and children home, dance and sing and dance naked together under the full moon, where women always come together whenever they are on their period or their menstrual cycle, always come together and build and do some ritualistic things together, where women can always just have a day for themselves without going now into all those type of drugs or lesbianism and things like that. It's okay to play with a woman like you. It's not a problem. You can play with a woman like you. You can have good time with a woman like you. But the balance right there is very important. That balance is what puts everything in order. But in a situation whereby you start seeing, you as a woman even start seeing the present feminist movement as something toxic and fail to see beyond it, then there is a big problem. There is a big problem. Like I said, the mind of the humans have never been so free like we are today. Same time, the mind of the humans have never been so manipulated like we are today. So when we say woman is God, what we are saying is this universe itself that you are so tripping for, that you are so wow, that is still a mystery to you. This universe itself is what now manifests itself, that is expressing itself through this beautiful creature that you are just calling a woman. And why some of you have problem to understand it, that woman is God, is because you don't understand the nature of a woman and you don't understand the nature of a God. What you know about a woman is what they just told you, woman. Pregnant, marry, born, take care of children, clean the home, get a job, help your husband. That's all. Many of you have never really been exposed to the divine sacred nature of that woman. And then when we also say God, what many of you also just know is this big thing in the sky which everybody have to always do what is right. If not, it will kill you or destroy you. Which you have to always be loyal and be like a servant too. If not, it will just throw you into a place full of fire. You will be burning there. So people are still interpreting God from the religious mindsets. And the most painful thing about this is many of these people are even people that claim to be awoke already. So how can you be awoke already and you are still interpreting God from a religious understanding? How can you be awoke already and still be interpreting God from a religious mindset? Something is still wrong there. Something is still not right there. What you have to know is God is not a noun. God is not something you can say, this is the thing, this is what it is, or this is where it is. When we say God, what we're talking about is this frequency. This frequency that puts everything in harmony. This frequency that governs everything in the universe. So in the other word, instead of you to say God, you can also say law. You can also say order. Because the word God now has reduced people's way of thinking to an object. You will even see people telling you they don't believe in God. Because why? They believe that God is that religion they told them about. God is that thing they introduced to them. So because he's awoke now, so he don't believe in God anymore. They lied to you. God is nothing like that. God is this peaceful order. That is God. Everything that exists within existence, that is manifesting and expressing itself within that existence, that is the meaning of God. So it's not something you can attribute to something. Yes, we have deities. Deities are separate entity. But that is different from when we say God. Even deities have to respect and follow the law. So if when I'm talking to some students, instead of me to even use the word God with them, I use order. I use law. Because why? That order right there, that deities, kings, men, slaves, everybody have to respect, including the giant star you call sun, have to respect these laws, including the giant planets, the ocean, the mountains, the hills, the desert. Everything respect these laws, because this law is what keep everything alive. This law is what keep everything in existence. So this order right there is not something you can attribute. But why you not hear us say woman is this law, is this God, is this order, is because she own structure and the sacred divine energy she carry perfectly express this law and order now in kind of like a physical manifestation. It completely bring out this full expression. Let's just talk about a little about a menstrual fluid. For she to rotate with the moon every month, do you know what that means? It means she is completely one with the earth herself. That's why I always advise women, always take your menstruation and bury it back to the earth. Always use moon cup. Save everything that comes out from you. Don't buy those toxic pad and those things they are selling for you. Those things they sell for you is to disconnect you from your divine sacred nature. So always make sure you take everything back to the Mother Earth. Always make sure you give everything back. And when you are on your period, make sure you connect so much with earth. If possible, look for sound. Sit inside that sound, butt naked. Walk around with your bare foot. Connect with nature. Go and look for flowers. Connect with things. Sing with birds. Listen to birds. Take a swim in the ocean or in a river or in a lake, anywhere. Do things that keeps you grounded, especially when you are on your period. This is so important for your nature as the goddess that you are. Very important. And don't allow anyone to never make you feel like you are not enough. For you to have a womb, regardless whether a child comes from that womb or not, for you to just have that womb alone, you are already enough. That's already okay. You don't need too much. So don't let any man or woman now make you feel like you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough fashion, or you are not in a class of high class or whatever they call it. And because of that, they have to make you feel like you are not enough. No, don't allow anyone to do that to you. Because that's your godly nature. It's so supernatural. That's your godly nature. It's so real. It's so real. That is what keeps everything alive. Without you on earth, the earth herself will die. So you are also like the bee. You are also like the sun. You are also like that life itself that everybody's talking about. So you are the one keeping the planet Earth alive. and you created a man out of your sacred act of masturbation, for that man to be of support to you, for that man to be of a servant to you. When I say servant in this case, because people, all this language is making people don't understand the meaning of words. When I say servant in this case, your servant is different from a slave. You have to know the difference in these words. So being a servant is just like the nature of also a God. A God, for example, is a servant, because all a God do is to listen to your prayers, listen to your worries, listen to your to things you need, and then they'll be of servant to you. A deity is also kind of a partnership servant. When you are doing what they want, they will also be doing what you want. So that's more like a partnership. Deities do things more in like a partnership way. But when we talk about woman is God, know that what we are talking about is these are divine sacred nature that is being expressed throughout the universe, that has decided not to manifest in this physical form, in this physical creature that we now call woman today. Don't forget, men give them those names. Nobody know the names. Nobody know the names. They just say human, meaning like a tree that is keep on growing and expanding. Men have to come up with meanings of words. Men had to invent languages so they can have sense of understanding of their environments. Doesn't mean you tell your child this is a bag. And why are you telling your child this is a bag? It's because you want that child to have that sense of general understanding, that with this thing right here, you can put what you want to carry with it and you can transport it. And for other people to understand what you are talking about when you are talking about this thing is bag. Why do we call it bag? Because that is like the English word for it. Different language have what they call it. Benin we say ekpo. Different language have what they call it. All these different language, they have to now come up with like an agreement. Same way me and you, what's a moon cup? Okay. On my YouTube channel, there I talk about moon cup. I will send the link later. Moon cup is good to extract your menstruation without you using pad or any of those things. It will take your menstruation raw and pure, exactly the way it comes out from you. And then you can save it in a bottle. And you can do a lot of things with it. You can do a lot of things with your menstruation. Yes, I will send you I've done that teaching already when I did Woman is God series. It was series 1 to 3 or 5, I don't remember. But it was a long series and it's on my YouTube channel. There you will understand a lot. I even have to break down the different nature and the different energy of a woman and things like that. Yes, on my YouTube channel. So what I'm trying to share with you is, from that moment, you know now that this creature that man has decided to call a name, that moment you start now trying to connect with that thing without even the name. What am I trying? And cheaper? Yes, it's very cheaper. One moon cup can last you for like 6 months, and you have to just buy organic ones, which you can always watch and you always keep clean. The money you spend in buying pad every month, when you use moon cup, you will save a lot of money, and it's even more healthy, and it's more cool and more relaxed, and you have no fear of getting stain or anything. You don't even have to worry about my period is coming, Your pharmacist don't need to know when your period is arriving. Yeah, because some women now, every month you know when their period come, because you can always see them, they're buying the same thing every month. So these are sacred things, very sacred, so you should track it. I will post the link under this video, and if you have interest you can see it. Go and subscribe also to my YouTube channel. Yeah, soon I'll post more and more videos there. But the point I'm trying to bring out is When humans tell you this is a tree, they need to say a ran. When they say this is a tree, you have to know that humans had to come up with a name to have a kind of a general sense of understanding. That does not mean that tree have that name. The same thing it is when we talk about woman. I really don't understand you, sir. No problem. Just follow up. That is the same thing when we talk about woman. It does not really mean she is a woman. But men, when I say men, I mean humans, man, have to give a name so man can have understanding. It's like me and you come to an agreement today and say, you know what? Let's create our personal language. And then I will tell you from today, this is Paka. So whenever you hear me say Paka, you know I'm talking about my hand bead. It is an agreement. Then anybody that come into our house, we teach the person. Paka means hand bead. So we can be in a public tomorrow and I will say, where's your Paka? Everybody's like, what is Paka? You will say, it's in my bag. People are like, what are you saying? What is Paka? It becomes now our secrets. It becomes now our language. It becomes now our own terms. That's exactly how humans invented language. It was done based on understanding. Humans suffered for so many thousands of years without able to have language. That's a different thing when we talk about the histories of language and things like that. But what I'm trying to tell you is, this creature we call woman today, she's not just a woman. She's deeper than that. Please always tag your YouTube channel so that people will know and subscribe. Yeah, thank you. That's a good advice. Yeah, I never thought of that. You know, I'm not a YouTuber, so for me, these things are always so difficult to be thinking of. But that's also a good idea. Yeah. So these creatures people call woman is deeper than just a woman. Same way this creature people call a man is deeper than that. This is something far, far deeper. But today, we will not be putting too many energy. Sorry, I have to end this call. I am on live. If you want to see me, you calling me on video, and I am on live on Facebook, and you calling me on video call on Facebook. So just come to the live broadcast, and then you can see me. I don't even take Facebook calls. So people have to know that these things are deeper than the tag. These things are deeper than what people are just naming it to be. This is far deeper. So when you start tracking the energy itself, when you start tracking the energy herself, then you will understand how deep this really is. For example, a lot of people believe that a man is just a man. No. When a man do like this, it's like 7-5 hands waving you at the same time. But you can only see what the mind is prepared for. So a man is not just a man. A woman is not just a woman. So when we say woman is God, is this sacred divine energy that governs the whole universe, that is the one in charge of peace and harmony. And if you look at the earth today, what we really need most now is peace, harmony, love, and connection. To be really connected to this thing we call life. So many men are becoming robots today. When I say men, I'm not just saying that gender man. I mean humanity. They are becoming like a robot today. Everybody's following a program. People are so disconnected now. Feelings in most cases don't even exist no more. People do things without being conscious. People do things without even feeling and being able to really connect with it. People just do things, the first thought that come, boom, boom, they follow it. They have no time to really pay attention to it. So when we say man is a worshiper, what you have to know is man means humanity. Although you will see all that in my book that is coming. A man means humanity. It means humanity itself have to be in complete peace with this divine sacred feminine energy of the universe. That is the only way we can able to survive. That is the only way we can able to save the earth. You hear people complaining. You hear people complaining about climate change. Scientists have made you believe that the sun is responsible for the climate change. But what they are not telling you is the high level of masculine energy ruling the earth is what is creating the heat, not the sun. The sun has always been there. The earth has always been here for millions of years. We are not going closer to the sun. Yes, you can also blame it on the industries and how it destroyed the ozone layers of the earth. But you have to know who is building all these machines. Who are majorities of owners of all these big companies. These are men. So masculine energy, which is little more of invention, little more of building this type of destructive things, is too high. And the person from Netherlands is too high. It's too high. And the only way we can save humanity as a whole is for we to start tapping into this cooler energy, this simpler energy, this more relaxed energy. That is the only way we can reduce the tension of the conscious self of this Mother Earth. And that's the only way we can save this planet. Let me read some comments, because it's just a quick one and I want to just drop it quick. Oh, so many comments, okay? He said there's a difference between feminism and feminine energy. Of course. Feminine energy is sacred. Feminism are people who believe they have to dominate. That's why I don't even talk about feminism. If I want to talk about feminism, I always like to talk about ancient feminism. That's what interests me a lot. Say like the mystery schools. Give them hot. Say, do you think we are disconnected from the nature? We are disconnected from the feminine energy. Yes. When the way the earth is going, more and more we are so disconnected from the sacred feminine energy, including women herself. A lot of women today are more masculine than being feminine. I know it's all about balance, but that balance is something you need a real square to measure. Unlearn what you have learned, beloved equivalents. That is not the power of the feminine, okay? It say they do not tap into the better. They tap into the exploit or try to change and take over. We wonder why. Yeah, because it's a nature of the man to exploit the weak. That's why you see many men are so scared of strong women. When you are strong as a woman, they see you as threats. When you are strong as a woman, they see you as someone who don't have respect. When you are strong as a woman, they see you as someone that is too much. That they believe, this one, no. So you need a strong man to appreciate a strong woman. But fortunately today, There are more weaker men than strong men. So they like to break you down even when you are a strong woman. See what you're saying is true, okay? Important work. See, there's a difference, as there is always a male and female, but also plus and negative. There's always another one is good, one is bad. No. Masculine and feminine energy, I always laugh when people separate it. It's not separated. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that exists within its own self. And this both energy is what governs everything. But the chaos now on earth today is the masculine energy later split. You have to go and look at my teachings on my YouTube where I talk about the origin of sacred feminine energy. The masculine energy have rebelled against its own nature, and it has splitted. Although it's not long, it's just since 6,000 years all those nonsense start happening. Normally before then it was not like that. Don't mind them, let them keep paying for their sins. Yeah. You say, yeah, only dumb people still believe they are sinners. Deep down there's no sin, there's something like that. Had this almost exact conversation today about talking to our young women. Thank you. Please, we have to be having more and more of all these conversations. Thank you for what you're teaching us every day. Oh, thank you so much, What's Moon Cup? I explained that already, and we talk about that. And cheaper, yes, we talk about that. Okay, thanks. I really don't understand you. No problem. Follow my YouTube channel. You will see where I did a series where I say Woman is God, Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, Series 5. In each of the series, I break down the nature, the mystical nature of the woman, their roles, their reason of here, and everything. If you follow that series, then you are already, it's like a book, it's like a book. Then you're already you're already catching up. If not, it will be so complicated for you to comprehend. So please take your time. Yeah, thank you for this advice. I will be tagging my YouTube. But after this now, I'll share it. It's a masculine will use their own hand and destroy themselves. Very simple. I wish they can destroy themselves, then it will not even be a big deal. But they can't destroy themselves. They are going to destroy all. They are going to destroy all. That's why we must save this now. Hello, your boy. Nice to see you. Yes, some women are off too. Yeah, they are not off. They are miseducated and misoriented. Yes, so many women have no knowledge of self. Yes. So I don't really understand what makes a woman God and kind of lots in this topic. Yes, no problem. Go and follow my YouTube channel. You will understand. Or have patience. The next few months, my books is out. I'm just waiting for publisher and things because of this coronavirus. The book is already ready. So I'm just waiting for the right publisher because I want it to also be translated in different languages all over the world. And just have patience. The book is coming. Then in that my book, it's like a holy grail. There you can understand everything. You can understand. Then you can even know how to worship a woman. You see, I've not even talked about those things. I've not even teach about those things all these days. Why? Because people have to be guided very well. So my book is going to be like a Bible. It's going to be like a Bible. So you can be reading it as a sermon and reading it. You can cram it as a Quran. It carries everything inside. Carries teaching from the Bible, from the Torah, from the Quran, from the Mahat, from the ancient pyramid texts, all these things. Western, Eastern, Africa, philosophy, everything is inside. Including, you will see it. It's a well-loaded, it's a library. I call my book a library. It's a library. It's a lie, but so what I'm sharing with you is pay very close attention and know how to really, especially you, the woman, and know how to really tap into your sacred feminine nature. That is really the only hope right now. That is really the only way right now. That is really the only thing right now that we humans need so much in this earth. So don't let any man bring your mind down and make you feel so less of yourself. Don't let anybody make you feel like you are nothing. No, it's a lie. You are everything. You are everything. You are everything. So when a man said he can't worship a woman, know that that man is ignorant. He's a very ignorant man because you are already worshiping a woman. You are not just aware of your own God. There's no problem. We are here to help you become aware of your own God. So I wish you a nice day. I send you a peace. I send you a love. Bye bye.